Hello and good day everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Randy Pix TV. Today we have here pressure switch, water pump pressure switch. So this pressure switch control the pump. It acts when there is no water from the tank. The pump will automatically turn off. And if there is a pressure from the tank supplying to the pump, then the pump will start and pressurize the outlet, this outlet. Now if the outlet pressure is building up and it reaches the maximum tolerance pressure, the pump will turn off by itself. And if, for instance, the supply of pump of water from the tank cuts off and the motor or the pump trips off or turned off, you can reset the switch or the pressure switch by pressing this red push button here. Just press this for a few seconds and then the pump will restart again. So now what we will going to do is we will open this pressure switch in order for us to learn what is inside the pressure switch mechanism and how the system works. So basically the advantage of this pressure switch is you don't need to install water level switch or safety switch inside the tank, because this is acting double purpose. No supply from the tank or from the city water, the pump will turn off by itself. It will not burn the motor. And if there is no consumption inside the house or the outlet and it builds a pressure, the pump will automatically turn off. So this is acting a double purpose and it acts safety for the motor or for the pump. Okay, so basically the connection here is, one is supply, this wire feeds the supply, and this one is for the pump motor. So the controller is all happening inside this pressure switch. So we will going to remove this pressure switch and we will open the pressure switch and let us see what is inside of it. Okay, so for those who are new to our channel, please like, subscribe, so that you will support us or encouraging us to continue sharing the knowledge. Okay, so we'll open this pressure switch and how does it work. Okay, so upon looking at this output wire, so you have here the pump on your left side. This is the connection for the pump. Okay, and this is the supply for this pressure switch. So power, you see here, there is here mentioned power and pump, and this is the reset switch. So in case your pressure switch or the pump fail or stops due to lack of supply pressure, you can simply reset by pressing this switch. Okay, so as you see here, there is a green indication and red. So when the pressure builds up to 60 bar or between 40 to 60 bar, this pressure switch will turn off. Okay, and if suppose the pressure from the supply is less than 1 bar, it will automatically turn off. So if there is no pressure from the supply line, water supply, this switch will deactivate the pump in order for it not to get damaged. So basically, this is supply from the pump output, okay, and this is from pump input, and this is the output. So as you see here, there is a bulb, okay. That bulb is NRB, non-return bulb. So it will only flow on this way and going out to the supply line or to your house, and once the pump is off, this bulb will automatically shut off so that the pressure will not go back. Okay, so without further delay, we'll open this pressure switch and let us understand what is inside of it. So we will going to mark this first, okay, using marker pen, or even you can make a scratch like this, okay, so that you will know where exactly it needs to fix back. So if you have a permanent marker, you can mark it like this, okay, and you have a guide how to fix it back. Okay, so let us start loosening it like this. I'm loosening the screws manually, and then I will use this automatic or motorized screwdriver, so that I'm protecting my screwdriver to break off the gears inside, because this thing is a bit tight. Okay, so now I can use my motorized screwdriver. Okay, so now we have opened it. As you see here, we have this spring, okay, and basically there is this diaphragm. So this spring acts like a bulb or a compression spring, okay, to push this diaphragm, okay, backward this way. So it acts like this. As you see here, if I close this, this is pushing the spring, okay, or the spring is pushing the diaphragm. This is the diaphragm to this position. So when the water pressure builds up, this diaphragm basically will push the spring back. Okay, so now we will going to open this diaphragm and see what is inside it. Okay, so using a flat screwdriver, after removing the screw here, we can simply pull out the diaphragm. Okay, so as you see here, this is the diaphragm, and the spring is pushing this to close position. So after the water flows in, this tiny holes will pressurize the diaphragm so that the diaphragm will be opened. Okay, and this is the plunger, okay, and it's connected to to the NRB or non-return bulb. So this non-return bulb, okay, is pushing this plunger like this. See, if I push the plunger or that non-return bulb from inside, it's pushing directly the diaphragm like this. So there it is. I push to the non-return bulb. See, okay, so now what we're going to do is we will open this part to see the electrical control. So how is this operation or the cutting and switching off happening inside this mechanism. Again, in order for us to quickly return it in the right place, we have to mark it again like this. And then we can unscrew it. And we have to open this so that the cable will slide out. There is a cable gland sealing this cable. Okay, we will open this cable gland in order for us to easily slide the cable or the connector out. Using a number 22 open wrench, and simply loosen the cable gland so you can easily slide out the cable. This cable gland is acting as a seal to waterproof the connection between the external cable and the internal electrical components. So even as you see, it is located outside, so rain or shine, it will not affect the controller from getting shorted because of water penetration. Okay, so now that we open the cable gland, you can see slide out these cables. So as you see here, this is where our main supply, it says 220, 240, 50, 60 hertz. So you can use 50 hertz or 60 hertz, 220 to 240 volts. And this is for our pump. It says here motor or M and single phase. Okay, so single phase. So this is the U, earthing, and B. So neutral, grounding or earthing, and then voltage. And this is where the reset button is. See here, if you press here, this pushing the reset over here. Okay, so now we're going to open this and see what is inside. So for those who are new again to our channel, please like and subscribe, okay, and share. So now we have here the controller of this pressure switch. Okay, so let me show you how this system works. Okay, so as you see here, we have this two sensor type resistor. Okay, so RD2, RD1. So basically this is sensing the position of this plunger. Okay, so this plunger is acting like a magnetic Hall effect here. So when this magnet position is up, okay, that means there is sensing, or sensing is happening through this magnetic resonance sensor. Okay, so when the position of this is this way, that means this is giving information to the control that pressure is there. Okay, so when it reaches more than the normal height, it will tell the controller, okay, you are reaching the maximum pressure and you have to turn off the pump. So this signal is giving to the system, and that system, or the control, or the signal, is feeding to the relay. So the relay is activating the motor, okay, through this sensor. So when it is too low, suppose there is no water inlet or water pressure, this sensor will position this way, like this. Okay, so basically the system is simple. There is a level sensor. Okay, that level sensor it works from pressure. So if the pressure is low, it will give signal to the control to turn on the pump. But if there is no pressure at all from the inlet, the pump will trip, will turn off, in order to protect the motor. Because if the pump motor runs without water, it will burn the seal and later overheat and ends up damaging the motor or the winding of the electric pump. So this is the function of this. So it should always flow on this position, quarter of the level. That is equivalent to turn on or system normal. And when this sensor or this magnetic plunger goes up to the maximum, then it will convert that information to turn off the motor. The pressure reach already the maximum. Okay, and then there is another one here. As you see, this is positioned this way. Okay, so we'll open this pressure display so that we know what is inside of it. Okay, so this pressure gauge will identify how much pressure there is in the system. So we'll open this and see. I know there is another plunger inside. Okay, so we have opened the pressure gauge, and there is no plunger there. It's only the o-ring seal, and this hole connected directly here. So basically, as per this design, you can alter or switch the position of the gauge. It's either on this left side or on the right side. You just simply open this screw and you can fix the pressure gauge. So the configuration of this pressure switch, you can put the pressure gauge on the right side or on the left side. You just need to alter or transfer this screw here to here, and then you can screw it on the other side. So the main function of this controller, okay, is very simple. It works only to this magnetic plunger. Okay, so again, so it works this way through the level or the pressure. So once it presses the pressure presses the diaphragm, and accordingly this plunger will going to flow up, moves up, and if there is no pressure, it will move down. So it is calibrating through here. Okay, so as you see here, this is a very simple and very economical design. So it acts like this: pressure from the inlet, from the pump, and this is for the outlet, and it works like this. Okay, so the common problem for this type of pressure switch is this rubber diaphragm. So if the rubber diaphragm has a tiny hole or cracks, then the system will fail. This magnetic hole or magnetic sensor will not going to work accordingly through level or pressure. Okay guys, and the other thing is sometimes this relay, the contact, as you see here, the contact is getting carbonized. So if suppose the pump is not working and the diaphragm is okay, the pressure is there, just simply check and clean this relay. Okay, so practically you can open this relay by opening this cover. Okay, so let me explain to you how the sensor works using this plunger. Okay, so I set my multimeter on ohms. Okay, and then we will going to test this sensor whether it is working or not. Okay, so using our probe or multimeter, we'll place both probe at the end of the sensor here. Okay, make sure that it is properly contact, and then we will place our magnetic plunger. See, the multimeter turns on soon as I place the sensor near, or place the magnetic plunger near to the sensor. So it acts like this. So if the pressure is high, it will trigger on. If the pressure is low, it will trigger off. So this is the pressure switch. According to the level, okay, it will trigger the pump to turn on and trigger the pump to turn off. So practically there are three functions. Low pressure from the supply, pump will not on. If there is enough pressure from the supply, pump will turn on. If there is overpressure from output that reach the maximum tolerance, it will turn off the pump. Okay, so here we got two sensor, one is here and another one is here. So this is how it works. Magnetic plunger, this is the magnetic sensor. So it sends the plunger if it is high enough or low enough to trigger the pump on or trigger the pump off. And this is how it works, through level or through pressure. Okay, so I hope you understand the simplest way, electronic way of triggering the pump to turn on and off. Basically, if you compare mechanical pressure, it has more failure compared to electronic sensor. Electronic sensor has less maintenance, or it tends to work longer, less maintenance compared to mechanical pressure sensor. Okay, so this is how it works. You can get a sandpaper and clean the contact. On both sides. So make sure that the carbon buildup between the contact is very well clean. Okay, so this is acting like this. So if it is magnetized, then the contact becomes NC, or normally closed. We can check using our multimeter if the contact is okay or not. Okay, so we're going to push the relay. Like this. And so as you see here, if I push this getting contact. Then open, I push. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this video and inspire us. Please like and subscribe so that we can continue our mission to share the knowledge. Okay guys, so I hope you like the video. If you like it, please like and subscribe and share so that others also will learn somehow the basic household appliances or the basic repair that requires for our everyday living. So thank you so much and God bless everyone. Please be safe and we will all pass this pandemic. So just watch and learn from our videos, and hopefully this time is it will enlighten or lighten up our burden in life. Just pray to God that everything will be okay, and hopefully soon, God's time, this pandemic will be over. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. Please like and subscribe Randy Pix TV. Thank you. God bless.